Welcome Davao City and the rest of the Dota 2 community here in the virtual world of esports. I am your caster and analyst, Sensei, signing in for this week's face-off between MARBEL and TORIL. So we have here TORIL as the TORIL team in the Radiant, and we have BLACKPINK for MARBEL in the Dire. And this is again a best of 3 series, a matchup of 3 games, and we'll see if this will be a 2-0 run for either of the teams, or perhaps a decisive third game, depending on who gets the better of the other. So here we are on game 1. Again, this is Sensei, and I welcome you guys here in Ncgc TV Esports. We hope you enjoy this English cast. So for the first game, here in the Radiant team, we have Jakiro, Wind Ranger, Axe, and Ursa. And they have banned Brood Mother. They have also banned Warlock, Nyx Assassin, Monkey King, as well as the Faceless Void. As for BLACKPINK, they have chosen Undying, Doom, Silencer, and still a 4th pick. They're in their reserve time. And for their bans, they have banned Zeus, Bristleback, Brewmaster, Meepo, and Tinker. So there we have it, folks. Game 1, we'll see later who will be the first game victor. And, well, a little bit of analysis here for the picks. As for the Radiant team, yeah, they opted to, if I'm not mistaken, they'll be choosing the 5th pick as their mid lane. Right now, I don't see much of a reason why Wind Ranger should be in the mid lane right now. Axe, of course, along with Ursa, it's either of them would be in the off lane or a safe lane, but I would be banking that Axe, being more resilient to take in or harass the safe lane of the Dire, would be placed in the Radiant off lane. And maybe another setter here, if Axe would be having that call, maybe another one would be a Shackle, or maybe a free Frozen Path by Jakiro. I'm not really sure if they would be going that, but I would be banking on an Axe with a Jakiro, or maybe an Axe or a Wind Ranger in the off lane, then Ursa with either of the supports, either Wind Ranger or Jakiro on the safe lane for the Radiant. And maybe the 5th pick, if things would be as what I am checking out right now, it would be a mid laner. As for the MARBEL team, Undying, Doom, and Silencer, quite an unusual pick here. A Silencer being picked right away, but then TORIL did not really go for a counter picking here, that they would be picking hitters and not much of a skill dependent hero, or a couple of heroes more. So I think Puck, of course, will most probably in the mid lane. As for Doom being more resilient, yeah, just like Axe would be placed in the off lane of the Dire, and maybe Silencer as well, with the Undying, and the 5th pick would be on the safe lane for the Dire team. So we'll check up on that. And right now, the way I see it, I would say that BLACKPINK would be better off for a mid to late game swing here. Of course, with Silencer just shutting down Jakiro, as well as Wind Ranger, and maybe a timely stop for Ursa or maybe Axe here. We'll just check out how they choreograph their attack or clashes here. Ursa with the burst damage, Axe with the set and the tankiness to take all the damage from the MARBEL team, and of course the Invoker here. Excuse me about that. So we'll have an interesting choice of lineup here. I would be saying it's quite 50-50 now. We'll see how they fare. So we have Arnie as Jakiro, Edzoy as Wind Ranger, Van as Axe, Low Prior as Urza, Cowboy as Invoker, 322 Undying, Joanne as Doom, Rose as Silencer, Bianca as Puck, and Rolo as Spectre. Okay, so again, this is game 1 of a best of 3. We'll be checking out who would be the victor in this first game of 3 series here in the face-off between MARBEL and TORIL. So in a few seconds, we'll be going in-game. So who do you think it would be? Comment below. Just check out if you would be having the same assessment as mine or what have you. So again, this is Sensei. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it on. Okay, so there's an early game pause here. Just like the usual, they just pause as soon as the game starts. I don't know what they are still up to. Yeah, probably what's happening is they pause for a few shoutouts for their own. Yeah, so they said, yeah, shout out to Kuya Vince Sueno. Yeah, it's tough love. So good luck for both teams. Okay, so good attitude, good etiquette. So yeah, we're promoting good gaming here. Less trash talk, maybe a little bit banter, but then of course you can't get away with a little bit of taunting and banter. But just keep it clean, keep it real, keep it simple. Too real might not be much of a problem here, as they would be fairing their skills. Okay, so as for the Dire, we have Doom as well as Undying. They will be going for the off lane. Puck, of course, is expected on the mid lane. Silencer and Spectre expected to be on the safe lane for the Dire. And quite an interesting turn of events here. They would rather go for a first quick kill here. 4-man team in smoke, and they will be hunting down anyone in the rune area for the Dire. And let's see if somebody would get killed or somebody would just be laughing their bums out. And there you go, there's the initiation. Silencer in Dire's trace being damaged, and 4 of them just hitting the mark, and Silencer has just been silenced even before the rune has been set up. So quick kill, quick show of prowess, and most probably an intimidation part for the Radiant against the Dire. So again, we have BLACKPINK for the Dire, and we have TORIL for TORIL, so for the Radiant. As for the laning phase now, Ursa will be going to the safe lane and coupled with Jakiro. So Jakiro will be babysitting Ursa there, and we will have Ranger or Wind Ranger as well as the Axe on the off lane for the Radiant. So offensive warding here, or defensive warding for the Dire team. There's a Spectre just messing around, taunting them with quick hits and free hits by Silencer. Silencer just spamming away at the life of Wind Ranger, even with Spectre delivering a couple of spams there for the Axe. There's a Shackle for Silencer, but Silencer will be backing down with a few throws. The Glaives just hitting the mark for Wind Ranger. There's the Hunger called on Silencer, but then they are countered with the Silence. As for the bottom lane, we have Undying there, almost dying, and the flanking of the supports here, Jakiro, the Dragon versus the Demon, just smashing each other up and waiting for somebody to just stumble and die. So again, this is game 1 of a best of 3 series, and we are seeing quite an action here. Spectre with a Spectral Dagger on Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger surviving that spam, and Axe will be holding down the fort, but not without Ursa here, showing his dominance on the territory. Territorial bear, if you would say. I'm not sure if it's a bear or a hell bear, rather. Yeah, I think Ursa is an Ursine warrior. Yeah, small trivia there. And if you get to see a couple of the hell bear spawns, according to lore, those were just abominations created by dark magic on the Ursine babies, or the babies of Ursa. So if you ever get to see an Ursine hell, or rather hell spawn bear, those are mini Ursas. So there's a Shackle, Axe on the attack, Wind Run and the block, but then Silencer providing cover, but then I think Spectre will be dying in a few moments now. Yes, Silencer being chased by Axe. There's a previous skill, and Axe will be chasing Invoker, but not without a cover or an artillery strike from Invoker there. So we'll be having another kill down below. We have Doom dying. Jakiro also succumbing to Undying, but then Ursa giving chase and giving revenge, but Undying will be escaping that one. So it's a 3-minute mark, and we already have 5 kills tallied here. Of course, 4 kills to 1 in favor of the Radiant team. And it is a very bloody game, early game kills. Heroes here and there just having small lives here. Wind Ranger in a very bad situation, bad location there if discovered, but decides to back down. A 2-on-1 gank on Doom. Doom will not make it back to the tower, and Ursa will be smashing his head back inside his own, whatever you call that hole that Doom has come from. So there you have it, folks. 5-1, all in favor of the Radiant team. TORIL just happening to be too real for the Dire team to handle. So we'll see if they're able to recover from that or not. So far, TORIL team is just having this game according to what they are expecting and to their own benefit. There's a chase out. Axe is about to die. There's a glaive, but then does not make it. However, Spectre just delivered the final blow. Now, Wind Ranger will be discovered, and Spectre will be just taunting Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger backing down with a power shot, hitting its mark. Invoker having a little difficulty there with Bianca. Puck just spamming away damage on Invoker, and Invoker is still trying to regain or gain his composure there. Back on the top lane, Silencer just putting the damage on the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger just silenced now. And now on the bottom lane, there is Undying being damaged by Jakiro. The rune will not be taken by Undying from the Radiant side. And there's a kill there on Spectre on the top lane. A push by Axe as well as Wind Ranger, and we have another kill in favor of the Radiant. It's now 6-2 in favor of the team from Davao City. And will MARBEL be able to recover from this? It's still too early to talk about whoever might be winning, but so far, it looks like the game is in favor of the Radiant. We'll just see about that maybe in the mid-game or the late game. As I was assessing the hero picks a while ago, I was talking about mid-game to late game might be the game or the area for the Dire team to recover, not unless they are practically shut down by the Radiant team, even in the early to mid-game. So we'll just see. Flanking here, Jakiro just discovered. There's dual breath, there's quick hits. There's a tombstone brought down by Ursa. There's a quick smash, but then the Sunstrike from Invoker hitting its mark. Undying just burned to a crisp. So Jakiro being too aggressive here, providing cover for the Ursa to be able to farm up a little bit more. There is a flank here by Bianca. Will it be a successful? There's double damage. Free hits, 1, 2, 3. Does not elicit any attack from Invoker. Silencer backing down from a possible gank. Ursa just brought to its knees by a soul rip, as well as a combination from Undying there. 3-2-2 killing Ursa on the bottom lane. It's 7-3. Still net worth being the same. And there is Axe being sandwiched by Silencer as well as Spectre. But Axe will be tough about it, and Jakiro will be providing cover. There's the dual breath as well as the ice path, and the ice path will be stopping the attackers from what they're about to do. And Bianca here will be flanking Invoker again. A very naughty Puck here, playing the game of tag, and Invoker does not want to have any part of it. He will be backing down behind the towers. I don't want any part of that. It's not fun. It might get him killed. Invoker ideally already has a couple of kills here, if I'm not mistaken. There's the call by Axe, not yet level 6, but then the hits and the Sunstrike will be killing Silencer. Apparently Silencer is just being shut down right now, and again it looks like it is Diga's, or rather it is TORIL's gameplay right now. Ursa almost dying there. Quick stick saves the day, and now Undying will be chased down by Windranger, but Ursa might be spammed again. There's a quick hit, and he will die. There's a Sunstrike again. Undying missing its mark. Undying dodging it. Windranger running away from the Undying here. Spammed by, of course, the Soul Rip, just damaging whoever gets hit. And Jakiro will be chased down. Axe will have to succumb with the skill or the spell from Silencer, finally dying. So Havana goes back to Havana for about 17 seconds. And it will be a free farm for the Dire team on the top lane. With a vengeance, Ursa smashing away, slicing on Doom, and Doom will be backing down. Good thing there is the net there, the ensnare, but then there's the shackle. Ursa ravaging. 1, 2, 3, final hit, of course, not being done, and Windranger gets the last hit for the tombstone for a quick $175 there. Ursa just so angry there right now. Doom was not able to do much about that. There was an ensnare from the Doom, but then it was countered by Windranger, shackling Doom, and then there was Ursa swiping away, furious as ever, and he brings down... Oh, okay. Another Sunstrike, as always. However, Spectre will be taking the life of Jakiro. There's the Hunt, and there is... Okay, but good call there. The Hunger just killing the Spectre, even with a Hunt. It does not save him from death, or her from death. Mind you, Spectre is a girl, okay? I'll tell you more about that later, but right now, let's talk about the clashes happening. So, a very aggressive bottom lane here. Ursa and Windranger providing a push here, but then the Undying just spamming away at the Soul Rip, pushing back the heroes there. Puck with a double damage decides not to go with a 3-man gank on the bottom lane and decides to go back on the lane for a better farming, as Invoker is already on level 10 and Invoker is being left to farm freely. Soul Rip about to happen, just waiting. Where's the Soul Rip? There you go. Does not even dent Ursa's life. It should have been Windranger, but then again, it's their own call. There's a shackle. Oh my gosh, poor Catapult just shackled there. Silly, but did not really have any effect on that. Missed shackle on the heroes for the Dire, and they will be backing down near the tower. There's another aggression. Sunstrike hitting Spectre, still alive. And now there's the Ice Path killing Jakiro. Teleported now. Axe will survive. Windranger with a focus fire kills Spectre, being chased by Undying. Soul Rip is about to happen, but Windranger will be surviving that. Undying by the tower of the Radiant, but not being seen by the tower. So as I was saying a while ago, why is Spectre a woman? Well, apparently lore tells us that Spectre is the future self of the Phantom Assassin. And oh wait, here's a clash and things are about to get ugly. And there we saw Ursa dying for the cause of Invoker Sunstrike. And I have not yet finished my lore here. I'll just tell you more about that later. But now let's get back to business. We have Puck here flanking behind the dragon, the fairy dragon against the two-headed dragon. Jakiro being seen there. There's the silence. Dual breath. Coil. Silence. Glaives. There's a smash. Fury swipes. 1, 2, 3. Invoker. 3 points. And Jakiro will continue with the attack there. But Jakiro will be chased down and be covered up by Wind Ranger for the chase on Doom. Doom is doomed, and Doom will be going to his doom. Oh my god, it's an escape. There's a sidestep. But then finally Wind Ranger hitting its mark, but Doom will be finally put to rest here after 24 seconds of chase. Yeah, I did count that, so don't be surprised. Yeah, I did. You could count it later. It's about 24 seconds of clash, and finally Doom was brought down. Quick sidesteps and dodges just made that game that clash a little bit more exciting than normal. Again, the battle is on. Wind Ranger smashed to pieces. There's also dual breath. Spectre avoiding that Sunstrike, but Spectre will be trapped. There's the Ice Path. Spectre has been discovered. Dual breath. Free hits. 1, 2, and Spectre dies in the hands of Arnie. Arnie going back to the tower. Undying, not being able to do much about that. Okay, so they are quite far from each other now. It's time again for my lore time. I have to finish what I was saying, and otherwise I would not be able to sleep well. So again, Spectre apparently is the future self of the Arcana of the Phantom Assassin. As I was saying a while ago, there is an Arcana for Phantom Assassin, the Manifold Paradox. And apparently, the future self of PA would become Phantom Spectre, and it is brought about, or the one responsible for Spectre is actually none other than... Were you able to guess? Okay, I'll tell you later, but now let's go back to the clash. Ursa has just killed Silencer, and now Undying will be ganked by 3 heroes there. Invoker again for the 3-point kill, but not without Ursa being smashed to pieces now by a couple of heroes. Also Wind Ranger dying in the hands of Puck, and Puck as well as Doom will be pushing forward, rewarding themselves with free hits, not necessarily a kill for the tower on the bottom lane, but just free hits. Okay, so now if you were following me a while ago, again, who was responsible for Phantom Assassin to become the Spectre? Okay, so if you guessed, okay, Invoker does not want me to continue with my statements here. Okay, let's go back to business now. Apparently they're still pushing back and forth, and they're just killing each other now. Invoker just getting free hits, free kills with the Sunstrike, but good at that. Invoker just being the MVP until now. Final hits with the Sunstrike. I think the Sunstrike God is now with the name of Cowboy. So, Cowboy for the kill. So we'll be expecting another Sunstrike as expected, but then, yeah, it's not the last hit. Axe will be hitting. There's the call. Where's the call? Axe is silenced. Damaged now by Silencer. Ice Path. There is Spectre being the much better tankier hero there. Kills Axe. Jakiro will be escaping that attack by Spectre, but then Silencer will be putting a damage on Jakiro with the last kill by Spectre. Now, Sunstrike missing its mark. Finally, Invoker finally showing up in front. Silencer just managing to do some damage, but dying in the process. Invoker invisible in between 3 heroes here. Running away, but then the Spectral Dagger just gives away the position of Invoker, and finally Invoker has been put to shame, but not without being redeemed of all the kills he was able to do a while ago. It's now 21-18 in favor finally of the Dire team. Team BLACKPINK from MARBEL slowly farming their way up, even with all the kills that the Radiant has been doing. A quick clash from the bottom there about 2 to 3 minutes ago just changed the tide, and finally things are picking up for the team from MARBEL. So there's a shackle on Doom. Doom shackled by the tree. Dual breath, and the ensnare will not stop the Radiant team from being the victor in this clash, and Doom having to die there. Offensive warding by Silencer. Let's see if it works wonders for them. Practically now it is BLACKPINK's game. The momentum has shifted onto their favor. They'll be pushing on the tower on the first tier on the bottom lane, but then Glyph has been activated. Practically, Silencer is about to set up, but then he has been discovered. Sunstrike missing Silencer, but not without being killed by the Wind Ranger here. And they will be going back to their objective, which is the first tier tower of the bottom lane. On to the top lane. We are seeing two tanks just saying hi to each other. And we are much better here with clashes and kills. Poor tower just brought down. There's a silence. The coil is up. Wind Ranger has been caught. There's the jaunt. And will be back down. But then Ursa will be slicing away, clawing its way into Doom's hide. And Doom will die. Jaunt will not be taking effect right now. Cursed Invoker, preventing him from casting a spell, and they will be backing down. The 5-man team might be, yeah, okay. They will be in smoke, and they will be hunting by the shrine here in the bottom lane. But then again, there is this sentry, and I think they might be discovered soon. There's a blink in by Ursa. There's a Sunstrike, and it hits its mark. 2-0 exchange on that clash, and the 5-man team just picks off a couple of the Dire, and they will be pushing up the bottom lane onto the second tier tower. Puck here, contemplating on his life, thinking if he would be diving or not. Maybe just an orb without a jaunt. There's no one to back him up, so he will not be going for that. He will not be committing. And the counter push by Spectre here will be causing the Radiant team to go back to their own defense. So it's 26-18. It was almost about in favor of the Dire team, but then a series of clashes here on the bottom lane cost the Dire team their lives here. Silencer was seen here near by the rune, and he was killed right away by the Wind Ranger, and now the Radiant team will be hunting Roshan. We are here in the Roche pit, and there is a one-on-one action, or rather a cheat there, support by the others, and Ursa will be brought down, and the Aegis will be taken by Ursa. Who else but Ursa? Yeah, he did all the work. He should have the Aegis anyway. So after a push on the first and second tier tower on the bottom lane, the Radiant now has set their eyes onto the top lane, and they will be doing the same, but not without a 4-man smoke by the Dire team. MARBEL out for blood, out for justice, out for revenge, out for a quick kill, and most probably out for a sweep if ever. There is Puck, the coil catching one, and there will be a silence there. A couple of silence. There is Ensnare. Macropyre hitting Invoker. Silencer and Doom just hitting the others there. Invoker will be dying there. Also, Axe will be doomed, and it is a very, very successful hunt there for the Dire, and it went well their way. Invoker was caught in the middle of the fray, and Invoker just panicked there, just hit the skills and hoping to hit anyone there. Bianca continues to have a killing spree. So Bianca killing Jakiro there. And now it's a counter push on the bottom lane by the Dire team. Team MARBEL up by 4 more kills this time. And they have brought back the team net worth to their advantage. Ursa here will be trying to hit. There's the ensnare. Ursa chasing down Doom. Silence has been set. Soul Rip has been casted, but then, yeah, Doom will be too quick on his feet. Ursa still not being able to blink in. There's a blink, there's a smash, there's a quick hit, Fury Swipe, there's the ensnare, there's a Sunstrike. Sunstrike missing its mark. Ursa in dire straits, backs down and retreats, and will be supported by Invoker and the Wind Ranger. Okay. Invoker just showing his skills, but not being able to hit anyone. So, yeah, just a show of force. A cameo performance by Invoker there after being killed here on the top lane. Invoker just presented his new acquired skill. Hey, look everyone, I have a new thing, but nobody cares. And the Radiant team will be backing down as the Dire will continue its push on the top lane. Spectre already with the Radiance, as well as the Vanguard, quite a little bit more tanky, and he'll be going for a Manta style. Okay, so it's now farming simulator, ladies and gentlemen, for the Radiant and the Dire team, but not by Spectre. Spectre here, double ganged here. Focus fire by the Radiant, and the silence has been set. The Radiant is in danger. Global silence catching, and also the coil catching a couple. Aegis has been popped. There's an ensnare. There's a Macropire. There's another stun there by Doom. Not without Arnie being killed, and Doom as well as Bianca just killing the Cowboy from Hell. Apparently, Doom does not want anyone else to be claiming they're from Hell, and no Cowboy will be from Hell except Doom, of course. So now the Radiant team is in danger. They are three man down, and the team from MARBEL will be taking down the mid lane tower, the tier 2, and they'll be pushing on for the fifth or the third or not. Looks like they will be backing down a little, regrouping for a bit, while the Spectre continues to farm up for the Manta for a final push and a more decisive push. They are not rushing things, ladies and gentlemen. They are taking it slowly and surely, as that is what their team is supposed to be composed of. Middle to late game heroes. As for the axe, we have Vanguard, we have the Blade, and we have the Blink there. Ursa, yeah, the usual Blink. Blink Surprise, okay. Wind Ranger, also a Blink Dagger. Whoever is not wearing a Blink Dagger is not in. So it's a thing for this game now. Anyway, there's a stun, there's a Stun Strike hitting its mark, but not without Puck just happening to be out of range, phase shift, but being killed as well. Anyway, so Undying now facing 5 attackers, and also Undying will be dying. It's quite odd to even call yourself Undying and yeah, you die. So irony's happening everywhere here in Dota 2. A Cowboy from Hell, and not even the Demon from Hell claiming I'm Doom from Hell. Anyway, so it's 28 to 25, 4K advantage for the Dire team. MARBEL just farming up well. That rhymed. And TORIL from TORIL is just getting it so real. Okay, so that was redundant. But they're going to push for the mid lane tower in the tier 2. And Doom will be flanking, checking out how the tower is being destroyed. Doom just calling his reinforcements. Hey homies, our tower is about to go down and things are about to get ugly. Axe decides to go back to their own side of the map. And the Dire team will be pushing back and defending the last pieces of what's left of their tier 2 tower in the mid lane. So a quick push on the bottom lane cost the Ursa to defend there, and they will be creating space, as space has been created a while ago by the Dire team. Again, let's look at the Dire's setup here. They have been discovered by Ursa. Axe has been caught by a surprise, and he will be brought down by a 4-man gank. And Axe will not be able to do much about that. The Cowboy from Hell having his own little tea time with the creeps here, along with his butler. Yeah, that Forged Spirit, and being faced off by the Spectral Dagger. And he will be, teleporting back to safety. MARBEL making now and deciding to push up the 3rd tier tower of the bottom lane. Things might get ugly or might get glorious. There's a dual breath. There's the silence by Puck. Puck blinks out to safety. Almost caught there. Soul Rip on the Cowboy. Cowboy dancing around. It's a standoff. And there's a signal. No, Roshan is still asleep there. Wind Ranger ready for a gank. They have just smoked up and they will be hunting for heroes. So apparently down in the mid lane, there you go. Undying has been caught. 3-man attack, the global silence, but then the free hits just brings down the Undying. There's the silence, there's the coil. Tornado missing its mark. Phase shift out. Free hits by Puck, and Puck brings down the Axe. Macro Pyre doing its fair share of the damage. Spectral Dagger just barely missing Invoker as Invoker goes a missing. And now the Dire team from MARBEL will be taking down the mid lane tier 3 tower as only 2 heroes survived that clash. So they were just bamboozled out of that plan and it backfired on them. They did not expect a clash just too soon up on the mid lane, and now, yeah, it cost them 3 lives. Spectre does not even mind that. Invoker just spamming that skill as Spectre just needs free hits. Puck will just be face shifting. Okay. So Ursa spamming away. Puck gets hit in the middle. There's the Ice Path. There's the call. Blade Mail up and ready for damage. Macropyre doing his fair share of the deal. And now Doom will be almost dying, but then the Sunstrike will be hitting Joanne. And it's a 1-to-1 exchange. No, rather 1-to-3 exchange in favor of the MARBEL team. And a couple of buybacks will just have to be sufficient enough to fend off the attackers for the next couple of minutes or even so. The pizzazz of the Invoker is slowly fading away. They are not being able to pull it down to pull it together this time, and they are just being nicked away, especially by the spams of Undying. The global silence just being always so on time, dealing so much problems with the Radiant team, as the Radiant team is not able to just connect with his skills. Apparently Silencer, even if Silencer was a 3rd pick, is very crucial in this manner, as Invoker is not able to be that flexible during clashes, especially as Invoker would have to have that second wave initiation. But then again, he is silenced and Invoker becomes rather useless during that duration. So there you have it. It's now about 5 seconds of silence. Makes a lot of deal. It's a lot of time during clashes. 5 seconds is just too much, and a lot of things can happen, especially if your backers or your teammates are hitters. There you have Doom, you have Spectre with the Radiance. It's free hit and it's free effect also with Undying there. Most probably all these heroes are just free hitters, while unfortunately the defenders here, especially there you have Jakiro, you have Invoker, a couple of very crucial heroes from the Radiant team not being able to be much of a help during clashes for 5 seconds, and it leaves them, or rather renders them useless, and they're just picked off and killed. And then there's also Bianca here, the Puck, diving in after the global silence, just silencing them up first and dropping the coil on them, and it adds to the prolonged period of silence for the opposing team. It is too much torture on the Radiant team, as the connection of silence after silence renders their spellcasters, a couple of their main spellcasters, useless and just fodder for their cannon. So Team MARBEL showing what it is to be on the mid game to late game, and TORIL is really having a hard time right now on how to deal with this. Unless they are able to get Silencer out of the picture, it's going to be such a headache for them. And also there's Puck, another silence. And there's Doom with a Doom. That's practically a silence in its own regard, and it's too much for the Radiant. Offensive warding has been set in place, and Team MARBEL still not being able to take down the shrines here, as the tier 3 towers are still up and about for the Radiant. They will be farming up and just waiting for the logistics, or where the Radiant team will be going about. They're checking out, scouting the area, and they will be taunting, pulling the heroes out from the Radiant team with a push on the tier 2 tower on the top lane. And yeah, we have here 3 of the defenders. Wind Ranger just measuring up, checking out on who are the attackers here from the Dire. It only shows Puck on their perspective, as Silencer and Undying both are hiding and they're waiting. Puck here taunting for someone to come get him, but no takers there. As for the bottom lane, Cowboy is still farming up and creating space. Only a Yules and an Aghanims there, while the Dire team takes down the tier 2 tower. Orb to check out the flanks, sees no one, and Puck will be continuing. There's the commitment. Axe commits, but phase shift will render Puck safe. The jaunt will be happening, or no, he will just be moving away to safety. Axe tested the waters, and it was hot. It was about to get cold, but then, yeah, Puck there just phase shifting out of the ice path and checking out the defenses on the top lane. They are now setting their eyes on Roshan for another quick kill, and Roshan will be waiting for his demise, and we'll just have to wait. The Radiant team, I think, does not plan on stealing the Aegis right now. They're ever so cautious. They would rather just defend, as the warding of the Dire team is really set to be quite offensive this time, and they are at a tactical disadvantage. So again, MARBEL will be taking down Roshan here in the rush pit, and we'll be expecting the Aegis to be dropped in a few seconds. Sunstrike hitting Puck. Yeah. Puck backs down, and they have been discovered. And finally, the chase is on. Will the Radiant team be able to steal or no? There's a silence. There's a meatball. Meatball rolling over them. Doom being hit. There's a there's a silence. Double kill by Spectre. Spectre now damaging, as well as Arnie going down for the count. It is a disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dire team has just rendered the Radiant team extinct. Finally, the GG has been called by Low Prio. I'm not sure if this will be the GG play, or will this just be a GG. We'll check out. Okay, I think that's a GG. Invoker has disconnected, yeah, as well as the other teammates from the TORIL team. Yeah, they have just called GG, and apparently the Ancient is not yet being destroyed here. But apparently, with what just happened, all the members except Jakiro from Team TORIL has just disconnected. Okay, so it is a win. First game is a win by Team MARBEL, BLACKPINK. Yeah, the Blackpink, like the Korean, Korean thing. They just won game 1, and it is Blackpink MARBEL victory for game 1. It is so unfortunate that they had to have it on the mid game to late game. So what just happened was that even in the early game, even if Invoker was getting kill after kill after kill with all those Sunstrikes just hitting their marks, it was an amazing display of skill, precision, anticipation, as well as just hunch. Pure luck and hunch for the Cowboy from Hell, delivering all the MARBEL heroes there to Hell. But then apparently mid-game happened and Spectre was quite buffed up as soon as the Radiant team just pushed up on the top lane, or rather the bottom lane on the first tier tower. They were successful. However, after that, they were able to set their eyes on the top lane. They did destroy the bottom lane. Radiant team destroyed the towers from the bottom lane. Then the first tier, then the second tier tower. MARBEL didn't have any answer to that, and they got themselves killed. So the team from TORIL set their eyes on the top lane, so they did the same idea there. However, a very miscalculated thing or push from the TORIL team caused Invoker to be caught in the middle. As soon as the puck blinked in, then there's a silence, and there in the face shift, Cowboy from Hell just panicked his guts out and just had to cast skill after skill, spam them up, but not being able to do much damage, and he was brought down, as well as Doom being able to give Axe the Doom. And yeah, that started the snowball effect, and things got in the way until finally Blackpink MARBEL, they were able to farm up. Spectre really so tough this time. Also good call and good global silence by Silencer. There, I don't think I saw a misplaced global silence there from Silencer. All the global silences that were cast were on point and right on time. Yeah, they would be having their teammates dying, but then in the end, yeah, they bested TORIL for the kill, and they will be taking down game 1 of this best of 3. So again, Blackpink MARBEL gets game 1, and we'll be back shortly for game 2. Please stay with us, and we'll be taking a short break. Again, this is Sensei. Stay with us, and see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back to this week's face-off between MARBEL and TORIL. So again, welcome to the Dota 2 community here in the virtual world of esports. I am your caster and analyst, Sensei. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was not intended. Anyway, that looked like a lot like anime. So anyway, I am Sensei, and this is Face Off. This is game 2. Game 1 was won by BLACKPINK MARBEL. So again, BLACKPINK MARBEL, the Dire team a while ago, just won game 1, and this is game 2, and they are now in the Radiant side, and they have chosen Bristleback, Silencer, Tinker, and Earth Spirit, and they're just waiting for the 6th ban. As for TORIL from TORIL, they have chosen Warlock, Lich, Lina, and Monkey King. Okay, so Tinker, most probably in the mid. They still have Silencer. I'm surprised that TORIL did not ban Silencer. Silencer was the key ingredient for a very well-cooked choreography of BLACKPINK, and they did not stop or block Silencer, and I don't know why. And now there is Warlock, Lich, and Lina. They're just waiting for their butts to get... yeah, we're family friendly. Anyway, so all casters here, Lina, Lich, and Warlock, very dependent on their skills, and they allowed Silencer. Silencer was the second pick, and they chose to choose spellcasters. Okay. Logically speaking, yeah, I would have to go with... yeah, it's about to go in BLACKPINK's way, just because of the hero picks, based on that. And also, there is Tinker. Yeah, Tinker will just be able to defend as well as push if that is his build, or if he becomes an aggressive Tinker at that. Okay, so we have the hitter there, we have the Slark, we have the Earth Spirit just to provide supplemental damage there. So their lineup now is, we have Bristleback, Joanne as Bristleback, Rose Silencer, 322 as Tinker, Bianca as Earth Spirit, as Rollo as Slark. And as for TORIL, we have Edzoi for Warlock, Arnie as Lich, Cowboy as Lina, Senob as Monkey King, and Havana as Beastmaster. So again, this is game 2 of a best of 3 series. Will this be a 2-0 sweep, or will this be a second game for TORIL to be able to force the season, or for this match to be on a decisive game of a game on a third game? So again, I am Sensei, and I welcome you to this face-off. Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1, and let's get it on. Okay, as expected, there's the pause. That proverbial pause every time the game starts. And okay, the proverbial pause just at the start of the game, so that even our players from the face-off would get to shout out for their maybe fans, or maybe just say hi to their friends and family. Okay. So there you go. The shoutouts are happening. Vince, Alfred, Sueno, Hi Kai, Opet, boyfriend of MARBEL. Okay. Okay, so they're having their share of shoutouts. Okay, before any of you guys at home or in the coffee shops, rather internet shops, are able to shout out and comment, yeah, it's their turn first, because later they will be too busy killing each other for your amusement. So, okay. Okay, I think the pause has been too long now. It would be nice if they would be unpausing it now. Oh, shout out kay Sir Alagao. This teacher apparently is playing Dota. So yeah, teachers. Okay, so there's the unpause, and we'll be on our way for this second game. Okay, shout out to Gemwell, 1 week without baths. Yeah, it doesn't sound as funny if I say it in English, so yeah. 1 week walay ligo, yeah. It's much more, it's funnier if it's stated in Bisaya or Tagalog, especially in Bisaya. So anyway. So again, if you were listening to game 1, my trivia there was, who was responsible for Phantom Assassin to become the Spectre Apparently, it was the Oracle. Yep. For those of you who know that, yeah, okay, good for you. But for those who are not aware of the lore, apparently it was the Oracle. If you have watched the movie Wanted, where Angelina Jolie, I think, yeah, that one with the assassins, it's like it's the story. It's like that story, assassins, but then Oracle was the target of Phantom Assassin, and Oracle just played with Phantom Assassin's mind. He promised Phantom Assassin that there will be an answer why she was an assassin after she would be killing all the targets that Oracle will be telling her. Okay, so the runes are up. Okay, no kills will be happening this time. During the first game, there was an easy kill by the Radiant team, or the team from TORIL. They just picked off one hero from the MARBEL, and I think that was the reason why MARBEL came out with a vengeance and just finished the game with a win. But not really. But it could be stated as such. So now we have the mid game, or mid lane, Tinker versus the Cowboy, Lina. Tinker versus Lina. There's a Bristleback and Silencer on the bottom lane, or on the top lane rather, against Monkey King and Warlock. While on the bottom lane, we have the Lich and the Beastmaster versus the Earth Spirit versus the Slark. So again, for those of you who've just tuned in, this is the English cast of the Face Off every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I am Sensei, your caster and analyst. And for those of you who are watching this now, make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube, make sure you subscribe to YouTube as well. Create an account. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and maybe click that bell button down below so that you get notified as soon as this is put up and live. Okay? Also, for those of you who will be watching during Wednesdays for the live feed on Twitch, we have www.twitch.tv/Ncgc Esports. And now on the top lane, a kill might happen soon, but nope. Bristleback too tanky with the back there. There's a silence by Silencer. Okay. But no go. Nobody gets killed from that aggression. Finally, somebody just brought down the house, and Monkey King brings down the Silencer. Again, Silencer being the first to die, even on game 1. Now I remember, yeah, Silencer just silenced. Yeah, that was my line a while ago during the first game. And again, they just silenced the Silencer. Earth Spirit being chased down by Lich and Beastmaster, and they will be smarter to go back. Bristleback in very small HP, small life, and Monkey King will be healed by the Warlock. Bristleback just facing his back onto the attackers. Okay. So Lich without mana. Havana with some mana. Okay. Okay. That was not intended. Okay. It just sounded weird. Okay, on the top lane, there's an aggression here by the Bristleback hitting Monkey King. Monkey King fighting back, but Silencer providing cover. There is the smash. The strike by the Monkey King being healed now by Warlock. Bristleback about to go down, but then yeah, he has been brought down, but not without Bianca killing Cowboy from Hell with a gank on the mid lane. It's now 1-2 exchange. There's a boundless strike by Monkey King, and Bristleback will be fresh from sleep with HP and mana, and he will be harassing Monkey King as well as Warlock, but Monkey King with a magic stick, but Warlock will be unfortunate and will be a hero this time, taking the fall so that the Monkey King could live. Okay, so it's a 2-on-2 kill ratio in favor of nobody because it's 2-on-2, but then the net worth will be in favor of the Dire team. Slark trapped there, finally brought to sleep by Lich, and Earth Spirit will be going back to the tower for some safety. Now on to the mid lane. Again, we just saw a kill on Lina Cowboy falling and dying. Okay, Lina missing that light strike array. And now Bristleback providing again the needed harassment by the Radiant as they continue to push up on the top lane. And Monkey King will be contented with that heal by Arnie. Runes are up. Arnie for the quick run for the steal of the rune. The chase is on. Arnie, will he make it? Yes, he does. And they get 2 runes. The boundless strike on Silencer. Quick hits, free hits, as well as the final hit by Warlock brings the Silencer down. Bianca for the cover. Tinker, laser. And it brings down the Monkey King. As finally, Bianca also gets a share of his own and brings down Warlock. Quick kill, quick reinforcement there. Slark missing its pounce. The Beastmaster will not get caught with that. And he jukes out, sidestepping and living to see another day. Okay, and we have a 4-on-4 kill streak. Still with the net worth in favor of the Dire team. Earth Spirit setting for the stun. The laser and the missiles hitting their marks. Yeah, the Warlock also the other target. It's fire and forget, but then it does not forget Lina, as Lina is now remembered in history as the one who just died. Onto the top lane. Bristleback continues to harass and kills the Monkey King. The silence, the curse has been set out. The magic stick is up. But then finally, Lich kills the Bristleback, but not without being killed as well. Okay, Silencer bringing the last word and death on the Lich. It's now 8-6 in favor of the Radiant. Tinker continues to be up on the top of the charts for the net worth, practically with a couple of kills, as well as the gank on during the early part of the game. Brings the net worth for the Tinker up on the list. Cowboy looking for a flank and a stun, most probably a lightning strike, but not without a kill by Bristleback on the top lane. Okay, killings happening here and there, and Senov just bringing down the Bristleback again. Apparently Bristleback is practically a little bit squishier with that Jingo Mastery. Of course, you can see, yeah, the Jingo Mastery there having an extra damage, and Bristleback is not able to cope up with it. Apparently, Bristleback will have to, squish up, or be squishy enough for the death blow by the enemy. Of course, Jingo Mastery stacks up, and it brings about a headache for Bristleback, or the tankier ones. So Bristleback with a smoke catches Monkey King. There's the curse, and the chase is on. Silencer bringing down Glaives there. Warlock flanking, sandwiching Bristleback, taunting for a change of focus fire. Successful at that. Warlock healing up the Monkey King, supporting the carry here. Bristleback will be pushing through, but backing down finally with that bonds. As for the bottom lane, there's a setup by the Earth Spirit. The laser finding its mark, burning down the ice cold Lich. And Lich will be melting down into oblivion. Bristleback now level 6. There's the curse by Silencer. Damage will be dealt. Spikes will be happening all around. Black BLACKPINK. Joanne will not be pushing through. There's a teleport out by the Silencer, and he will live. Bristleback now being chased by the Monkey King, being healed by Warlock, but then Bristleback just having his back on face will be too tanky to kill even with that chase. And it would be very risky for them to push beyond their own safety area. As for the bottom lane, there are no more trees here, no more ganking areas, no more ganking spots. Beastmaster just clearing the field for a better view. Now for the items, still quite early in the game, no items yet or definitive items that could cause a very huge discrepancy or change or during clashes. So it's still too early. It's still 10 minutes and the runes will be up. Okay. There is a contest on the top lane and Bristleback will be stealing the rune instead. Three-man gang still contemplating on what to do. They decide to just farm up for now. No hunts will be done. And they will be just pushing down the mid lane. There's a signal. The silence will be ready. The curse. The Earth Spirit will be ready for the stun. And Tinker will be ready for the laser and missile for that nuke of a damage to whoever gets foolish enough. Like this Lina, still oblivious of what's about to happen. But yeah, lucky for her, Tinker is now on the top lane for a kill. Missile, laser, Monkey King living, but then the March of the Machines eating away at the monkey. Even with the magic stick, yeah, the laser will just fry the monkey to endangered status. Okay, so top lane push. Lina still being oblivious, and finally she dies again. Tinker now with a March of the Machines for a quick push on the mid lane, but not without Beastmaster creating space for the bottom. So for you guys who have just tuned in, again, BLACKPINK, the team from MARBEL, is the Radiant team, while the team from TORIL is the Dire team. Okay, and the tower from the bottom lane will be brought down by Havana, and the tier 1 tower will be claimed by the Dire team. Push-wise, it is a little bit in the advantage of the Dire team as they are able to dish out more force or push. But for the kills, it would be the Radiant, thanks to the laser and the missile and just fire and forget style of the Tinker. Yeah, a utility at that. Earth Spirit giving chase. There's a stun on Lich, misses its mark, and Lich will be running away. Monkey King searching for the real Earth Spirit. Determines it's not and just does some quick hits. There's the stun. Warlock giving chase. Okay, Earth Spirit being able to get out of there. Curse has been set on Lich, and they are just hitting away at the fake Earth Spirit. Monkey King providing surveillance, perhaps reporting, being hit by Bristleback. Bristleback with all the quill sprays hitting Monkey King, even if Monkey King is still up on the trees. And now there is the strike, but not enough for the kill. Tinker for the charge. No, he backs down. Lina, silence, not able to do anything. Free hits by Bristleback. Offering has been made and it hits its mark. However, Lina makes it to the shrine. Bristleback about to die, but not without Tinker being killed there in the process by Senob. Monkey King bringing down the Tinker, but not being able to survive that. Cowboy bringing down the Bristleback. And now, the Golem and the Monkey are out to chase and kill the Silencer. Okay, successful at that. And we have 14 to 11 in favor of the Radiant, but the net worth would be in favor of the Dire. Just about 1,000 not much, but it's still in the early or late early game, and things will still change depending on the outcome of the clashes here. So again, for those of you who would be or who would want to be part of our Ncgc family with our e-casting here as well as the events, make sure that you subscribe in Facebook, in our Twitch, in our Discord, and in our YouTube channels. So make sure you hit the subscribe button for the YouTube, you hit the follow and like button for the Facebook, and also be up to date and be online to watch live on our Twitch. So everything will be the same in the same format. It's twitch.tv/Ncgc Esports. For Facebook, it's facebook.com/Ncgc Esports. And for YouTube, it's youtube.com/Ncgc Esports. So it wouldn't be too hard to remember that. Anyway, Monkey King was just harassed there by Tinker, and Tinker will be bailing out and be left with the Bristleback here providing a push and suppression, while on the bottom lane space has been created, and Tinker will be countering that space with a defensive March of the Machines. Okay, so anyway, a little bit of more trivia. I guess everyone knows this. Yeah, Lina is the sister of Crystal Maiden. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. If you just knew it now, well, good to me. Good for me, rather. So there's the setup by Earth Spirit, and it catches Warlock in the middle, right smack in the kisser. Tinker for the, or rather the silence there by Silencer, but not without the Lich, bringing in the Cavalry charge, hitting Tinker. Tinker being shouted upon by Beastmaster, but silenced and cursed, and he will be able to make it out. So yep, Beastmaster will be able to teleport out from danger, but not without having a couple of the teammates fall down in that clash, and it is in favor of the Radiant team. Radiant team just showing prowess. Again, the Silencer ever so on time with the skills, and it's proving to be quite a challenge for the Dire team to counter that. And I'm actually quite surprised why they did not ban the Silencer. Even in the hero picks, they had a chance, but they did not. And Silencer was picked as the third pick, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me right. Excuse me. But then they had to choose 3 more cast-dependent heroes. So yeah, there's the smoke there. Sod happening. Flank. Tinker in the middle blinks out just in time to avoid that strike. Missiles away, hits a couple, and the chase is on. Counter chase is on. Bristleback stunned there by the array, but then QOP and the offering just damages much of the Bristleback, and Bristleback dies. Cowboy from Hell just running away. Bianca and Rolo just damaging. Slark has been caught by Lina, and yeah, the monkey will be giving chase. Excuse me. And yeah, Monkey King brings down the final hit on the Slark. Tinker frantically trying to defend his position, and he will be teleporting out. The chase will not happen. Monkey King too late. Will not convert to a kill. Okay, so Monkey King there, damaged by Earth Spirit. Practically the Magnetize just getting the best of the monkey, and Monkey King will be dying for about 39 seconds more. And the middle lane will see some creep action. It's now 18-15 in favor of the Radiant Team MARBEL. BLACKPINK being on top of the situation just barely by less than 1,000 net worth. We have Slark here, just the Yeah, we also just have the Shadow Blade. As for the Earth Spirit, support, yeah, that Silencer, also support. Tinker, yeah, we have the Boost of Travel as well as the Blink Dagger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As for the carry here, Monkey King already has Shadow Blade. And now, Beastmaster has been discovered and he will be killed. Just as easy as Tinker teleports away and the Monkey King jumps out, discovered by Slark, but Monkey King is too quick to make an escape and the chase will not be given. Committing for the chase will not happen here. While on top, Bristleback silently and discreetly pushes on towards the kill of the second tier tower, while the others are providing cover and the harassment on the other side of the map. 20 minutes, runes are up, but Bristleback continues with the attack on the tower. It's a battle between okay, 2 versus 1 now. Bristleback will be facing a couple of heroes. Frosted now. Teleporting now would be Beastmaster. Monkey King for the surveillance. Too late. The teleport has been properly set out and Beast or Bristleback will be back to safety in his own territory.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
The same thing is happening this time. Team TORIL is having a difficulty in catching the silencer, or practically the timing of the silencer, as the team from MARBEL is just too tight with their choreography or their timing with the silencer. As soon as the clash is happening, there is that timing from the silencer that just stops everyone from the Dire team from continuing to engage in that clash. And with all the hitters there, we have Slark, we have Silencer as well as Bristleback. They will be killing all the heroes here, the casters here. We have the Lina, we have the Warlock as well as the Lich. They would be too squishy to even defend themselves because they could not even cast because of the silence. Just like what's about to happen now. Primal Roar happening. There's the Global Silence. And Bristleback will be escaping, but quite too late. Magnetize happening. The Chaotic Offering has just been set out. The 5 seconds will be too short this time, but then the silence will already be off. Okay, Earth Spirit for the chase, but not without Tinker, just silencing the Lich. But yeah, there's the army from the monkeys happening. Laguna Blade set out on Slark. Slark on the dance. There is a Lightning Strike, does not connect. Slark pounces, misses the mark. The laser does not. And the monkey runs into the woods, into safety, while the Slark gives chase back onto the offensive front, chasing down Warlock. Warlock being discovered by the click and release missiles. The laser will be getting the best of him, and the triple kill will be awarded to our Tinker. Not only that, but then Slark will have its own trophy with the tower, but then the Dire does not want to give that, so they will be fortifying the tower for now. The 3-0 exchange there just happened. Again, the silence that just wasn't really that much of a timing there. It was cast too early and the 5 seconds was up and about. That is the reason why the Warlock was able to bring down the Chaotic Offering and just being able to kill a couple of the attackers. Monkey King here being discovered, ganked by 3, quick kill. Utility wise, the Tinker providing cover as well as nuke attack, nuke damage, and the Monkey King was not able to defend that one. As well as in the bottom lane, the Tinker being quick on his feet, traveling to the bottom lane. Lina hiding back into the woods, but being nicked by the March of the Machines. Now almost dead. There's the missile. Kills Lina, blinks out. Tinker for the teleport. Beastmaster way off the mark, anticipating Tinker to be there, but missing him by a mile. So Tinker will be out into safety. And again, the 3-0 exchange just happened, or 3-1 exchange just happened in favor of the Radiant. And Tinker continues to provide the pressure onto the offensive front for the Radiant team. Team MARBEL being so aggressive in the mid game, just like what happened a while ago. It was on the start of the 22-minute mark that things started to go their way. Apparently, from a rather slow start, they slowly gain traction, momentum, and kills until they are able to roll on and just demolish everything in its path. If we would be seeing the same recipe from the Radiant team, the team from MARBEL, most probably about 30 minutes, it would be determined that they would be getting the game. So until then, or until a major clash happens, or a quick kill, clean kills at that, unnecessary deaths by the Dire team from TORIL, then this might be a way faster game. The missiles just hitting their marks. Of course, they're auto-guided. Chaotic Offering, even with the silence, brings down Bianca and also brings down the silencer. Timely offering there. Tinker just providing cover. Laguna Blade has been set out on the Bristleback. I don't know why it was on the Bristleback. There were much juicier targets, but then that cost Lina her life. And now the Tinker is still providing a push. The harassment from the March of the Machines just proving to be too much for the defenders here on all fronts, top, middle, bottom. All the creeps are onto the advance and they are up on the tier 3 towers, and space has been created much. And now the team net worth is already 10k in favor of the Radiant team. Team MARBEL, as you can see here, with a Kaya, amplified damage, that will be very dangerous and painful for the squishier heroes targeted by the missiles and laser. And Slark slowly gaining a little bit more items here. We have the Echo Saber as well as the Shadow Blade. Earth Spirit, of course, just being resilient. And now the Radiant team will be getting the Roshan on a 26-minute mark, and they will be taking down the AGs. Most probably, let's see who gets it. It might be Slark. Yeah, it might be Bristleback. I think it would be Bristleback. Much more logical. Dire team about to steal the Aegis. Will they be able to do that? No, just at the last second they forgot and did not engage, and the Aegis is has been popped up, and 5-on-2. QOP on for the cavalry charge. The laser and the missiles continuing. The Magnetize just decimating the enemy. Magnetize just is such a disastrous turn of events. The Magnetize was just too much for the squishy heroes. As you can see, all the casters were just decimated on the spot. Missile, laser, Magnetize. That brought the house down. 3 of the heroes from the Dire team just went down just like that, like wet tissue paper. Even without the AGs, I think it would be a conclusive battle now. The push will be sustained here. Final act, or rather desperate act of providing cover and security for their base. Yeah, they just activated a glyph. Silencer onto that. The Chaotic Offering damaging the heroes there. Shadow Dance by Slark, being able to bring down the tower or not. But then Tinker was just forgotten. That is the fatal mistake of the Dire team. They forgot about the Tinker. Again, now you can see 3-2-2, triple kill, and final being brought by Lina, but not without 4 of them just dying. But Tinker has a buyback, and the buyback will be immediate, and Cowboy will be facing 5 of them. There's the Laguna Blade. There is the Bianca. Earth Spirit stopping the Lina, and Lina will be brought down. The monkey goes back to the fountain, And it will be a GG call from Cowboy from Hell. Only Monkey King will be there to defend. It's too much. Even Tinker alone could be bringing the house down. The Dire did not have an answer for that gameplay. Okay. Okay, so game 2, it's BLACKPINK MARBEL victory. It's 2-0 run, and MARBEL will be taking down, will be taking the victory for this matchup for this Wednesday's face-off. So MARBEL ousted or outlasted TORIL, and they will be our week's champion for face-off. So what just happened? Let me just say this: Lich did not happen. No offense on Lich, but then we could see that BLACKPINK were there. 5 of them or 4 of them would be there for clashes, and it would be the perfect setup. We have already the Monkey King to provide a little bit an area of effect damage there. We have Warlock to set it up. We have the stuns from Havana as well as Cowboy from Hell, and finally we have Lich there to provide that final or that ultimate just to decimate the attackers. Even if there was Bristleback there, all the damage output from TORIL team could actually wipe them off. However, they forgot about Tinker. They forgot about Silencer. And finally, even with all those attacks and damage output from TORIL, they were just practically either silenced during the early or middle of the clash, and they would be killed in the process, or apparently Lich would get killed early and he would not be able to just let go of his ultimate. So yeah, game 1 Silencer happened, and game 2 Lich did not happen. So I guess that was the recipe for the victory of BLACKPINK MARBEL. It could have gone the other way if the setup was done way better, but then the momentum was on the MARBEL side. It was not on TORIL's side. They just were on the defensive, and it wasn't good. If you're going to set up and dictate a pace, especially with this kind of lineup for heroes, do not mind the Silencer on the other side. If you were having the heroes here for TORIL, like these heroes, you should be on the offensive, not really defensive, because you would be dictating the pace of the clash, as well as dictate the secondary attack, as well as the final sweep, especially with Lich on their lineup. So I guess it was not carried out as it was supposed to be, ideally. So anyway, so again, we have Team MARBEL winning this face-off, and it's 2-0 on the 29th minute mark. And again, before we conclude this episode, yeah, I would like to plug in our pages here in Facebook. It's facebook.com/ncgc esports. Make sure to click that follow or like, or make sure you are subscribed to our channel, as well as our twitch.tv/ncgc esports. Make sure that you're there watching live every Wednesdays at 6 p.m. onwards. By next week, we also have another face-off. And also in our YouTube page, it's youtube.com/ncgc esports. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Also, if there is that small bell beside the subscribe button, make sure you click that one, so as soon as we are live and broadcasting, you would get notified. So again, those three social media channels, make sure you are part of them. 3 would be the ideal, of course. Anyway, so I hope to see you again next week for another session of this NCGC face-off between 2 NCGC teams. We'll be announcing soon. Just stay tuned. That's the reason why you have to be subscribed, so you would get notified as soon as we are posting for the next match. So again, this has been Sensei, and I'll leave you guys for this day. Thank you for staying with us, and we hope to see you again next week. Have a great day.